Hello everybody, I hope you're doing good today. This video contains copyrighted bullshit being used underneath Fair Use Act for educational purposes. It's Flat Earth Dummies episode 2. No, wait, it's Flat Earth E-Beggars episode 3. Wait. No, it's Flat Earth Dummies wait, fuck it. They're both Flat Earth Dummies and they're Flat Earth E-Beggars. Let's see who I'm talking about. Why, it's Globebusters, Jeran, Campanella, Bob Knodel, Iru Landucci, and that other clown, Morgile. Okay, they all know about this, and they've talked about this experiment a lot. Let's listen, because they're trying to collect money for it now.
He heard about the torque the line experiment, which was the idea that
he is this guy named Mitchell. Who Mitchell doesn't have a last name. You know, when you ask for money, you don't get a first and last name from the person asking for money. That's how come they run off with the money, sort of like that other over the poles bullshit.
It was kind of a community idea, but having some sort of strong line stretched between two shores and then pulling that line taut and seeing if the line enters the water if there was a hump, like we're told.
Well, this just shows you how dumb they all are. Because I learned about the catenary curve long ago, like when I used to fly kites as a child. And I'd ask my dad, why, how come the line's not tight? How come the line's not straight? How come it's got a curve in it? Well, son, that's called the catenary curve. You know, you ever seen those cables going across canyons, Jeran, Bob, Morgile, Iru? You ever see the droop in it? You know, that's called the catenary curve. You ever wonder why it's never straight? Because if they tried to get that curve out of it, it'd just break close to where they got it anchored at on either end. That's what happens when you try to get the catenary curve out of the long line. You're going to stretch 3 miles across the fucking body of water. So you're always going to get a false positive for ball earth. And this just shows you how dumb these guys actually are. And that they shouldn't be asking money for experiments. Okay? You got them wanting money to do a test that's only going to prove ball earth under false pretenses. That's all this is going to do. Guaranteed. It's science. Fact. Catenary curve happens under the water, above the water. It doesn't matter. It happens with anchor chains on big giant ships. You can see them under the water and they're curved. Wow. So there you go. You got Bob Knodel, Jeran, using their stature in the community to dupe the sheep that follow them. They do no different than what NASA does in duping the sheep that follows NASA. And then they turn around and complain about NASA on every Globebuster show while they still use the same techniques NASA uses on their sheep. They're fooling you with their vocabulary when they're actual freaking morons. Dummies who don't understand basic scientific fact. You're not going to get the droop out of that line. There's a calculator for it, and as long as you both know all the values for and the calculator asks for, like the width, the tension, the brake strength, and all that stuff, as long as you know all those parameters, you could figure out how much that line's going to droop in 3 miles. And it's going to droop a lot. And it's going to give a false positive for a ball earth. So you got these morons asking for money.
Because I was dealing with a guy when I was working on it.
And then they say accountability. We get the guy's first name and that's it. That's not accountability. Why doesn't Mitchell put his last name too? Why didn't the people that opened the GoFundMe for John, the guy that does a street interview, so he could travel the country on your dime, why don't they put their first and last name up there when they're asking for money? That's accountability. Because we can hold that person accountable with that first name and with that last name. Can't hold a person accountable when all we know him by is Mitchell. So here they go. They've raised $217. He wants $2,000 because he wants to buy a couple dinghies, you know, kayaks. Stick to dinghies because you're all freaking dinghies anyways. And then thinks he's going to use a freaking, get this, a fishing reel to reel the line tight. Possibly a reel for sea fishing. You could catch big tuna on that. For the line, as you can imagine, reeling in miles of line neatly will be a challenge. You won't even get the catenary curve out of it, you morons. And this shows you why they shouldn't be asking for money, because they don't even know what the hell they're doing. So there you go. Flat Earth Dummies Episode 2, starring Bob Knodel, Jeran Campanella, Iru Landucci, and Morgile. None of them can figure this shit out. Either they know they're duping you, or they're dumbasses. So I expect an answer from them real soon. And I expect them to pull this link and this freaking GoFundMe page. Because the only thing you're going to do is give a false positive for Ball Earth. Have a good day, everybody.